Good morning. Let's talk about marketing and promoting your business right now. I'm answering some emails today. It is my day off from cutting hair. I'm waiting for spring to finally be sprung. It's still very cold out, 32 degrees in the Philadelphia area. Winter is getting old real fast, but I heard it's going to be 77 at the end of the week, and before you know it, I'll be firing up the Vespa and also be on two other wheels. I'm not sure. I'm still hunting and searching and test driving things, so I can't wait to get back on the road again. I'm working with a couple different companies on marketing and promotion of themselves and sponsorship and so forth. And there's a lot of questions that come from when people are starting businesses. And I want to share some of those things with you if you have a business, whether you are what I call like a kitchen table entrepreneur, or you have a brick and mortar business or an online business. I just want to share some things with you. After having been in the media for many years, as far as being a commercial actor, 350 commercial gigs between TV commercials, radio commercials, voiceover work, live hosting events, that type of thing, being in the hair industry, and going from virtually unknown, and everybody's unknown when they first start out, going up to being known and recognized wherever you go, having done that, and then also having a YouTube channel for 2 years. And believe it or not, that has, in the 2 years that I've had that has actually done more for me than all of the other work that I've ever done. So the time is ripe for people to really take their businesses to another level. If you are just dragging along as a kitchen table entrepreneur, I think you're playing nice. That's what I think. I am a firm believer in dominating your industry. You don't play nice. You don't work with other companies. You work for yourself. Nobody goes to bed at night wondering if you're paying your bills or buying your vacation home or your new car, or putting your kids through college. No one else does that except you. And you can only do that by dominating. You can't compete. When you compete, you're always looking over your shoulder to see who's creeping up on you. So by dominating your industry, that means you got to be really good at what you do. As far as your product or service is concerned, you have to be really good at marketing that thing. And you also have to be really good at destroying the competition by doing those things. Now, there are some companies, there's a thing called competitive intelligence, where some companies do personal research on people in other companies and kind of like out them or dox them. And that starts the decline of that particular company. Some people would say that's immoral, unethical. That's for you to decide, but that's also part of dominating your industry, is eliminating the competition. And if you think you can eliminate the competition just by having a quality product and putting money into Facebook advertising, you're crazy. It's not going to work. You will be a kitchen table entrepreneur forever. It's time to move from the kitchen table, and here I am sitting at a kitchen table. It's time for you to move from kitchen table to something bigger and better. And it still might be at your kitchen table, but I'm saying the perception of being a small, we started in our home, in our kitchen, in our garage, that's all nice. That's kind of a cool story, like Apple started in a garage. I'm not talking about that kind of thing. I'm talking about many of the companies that have been inspired, many of the people who've been inspired to start companies through this channel here, and I just want to give you some advice real quick. You have to be relentless in reaching your audience. The more specific, the better. Now, obviously, my male audience has gone up. It went from about 75% to about 97% male. My biggest range is from 18 to 54 of men. So that's who I reach. If I could even go even more specific, I can't do that with YouTube. I can do it with my content, but YouTube doesn't allow me to go into specifics. Let's say I wanted to reach men that just have white hair, gray beards, which is already working because I would say a good half of my clientele have white, gray, or silver hair. It's interesting. Like attracts like. You dress and groom like the people you want to attract in the hair industry. It's fascinating how that worked. But the more specific you can be, the better. There are companies that are relentless, and you know them. Mike Lindell from MyPillow.com. He took a mundane product, like a damn pillow. A pillow, everybody. This is not a highly technological product. It's a pillow stuffed with foam. A proprietary foam packing method which supports your head and neck. Anyways, you know the story. For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, it's MyPillow.com. His commercials are relentless. If I say to you, when you think of pillows, what do you think of? You're not giving Beauty Rest or what's Serta or any of these, like the mattress company, they have pillows. You're not giving those names. You're instantly thinking Mike Lindell and MyPillow.com. You know why? Because his advertising is relentless. But the other thing is this, even beyond his advertising, above that, there is what some people have called the strategy of preeminence. And it's almost like the word association tests that psychologists would give a patient, and then an evaluation is done based upon the patient's answers. And you've heard word association tests. The psychiatrist, psychologist, counselor will say, I'm going to say a word and then you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Wolf, car, deck, hat, bicycle. I'm just looking at things, around me, and I'm naming those things. And based upon how the person answers, that kind of gives you a shape into their personality. But the strategy of preeminence is, when you think X, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Mike Lindell has perfected that. He blew away the competition. You can't name other pillow companies, but you can name his company and his product. A simple product. And I guess there's various levels. I don't own a MyPillow, although I'm very tempted to. When you think pillows, what's the first word that comes to your mind? MyPillow. MyPillow.com. That's the strategy of preeminence. That your company is preeminent in your niche, in your field. When you think of beard care products, what do you think of? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? When you think of cars, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? When you think of pipes, pipe tobacco, when you think cigars, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? The first thing that comes to your mind is not an accident. The first thing that comes to your mind is the result of relentless promotion and relentless marketing. Nobody started thinking MyPillow.com by accident. That was his intention. If you want to be number one and not just compete, and I'm only talking to those who want to be number one in their field, no competitors. I'm talking about those who want to dominate and be the best at what they do and destroy the competition or eliminate the competition and build the empire. I surround myself with messages all day about empires and working with excellence in mind. Excuse me, that's my second cup of coffee today. It can't be an accident. It has to be on purpose. Are you marketing on purpose? You can't just dabble in promotion. You can't dabble in it. People have to keep coming back to you for that one particular thing. It's super important. Excuse me. You can't just, I'll put $100 into Facebook advertising. I'll put $1,000 into that and then say, it didn't work. You have to be relentless. That's why people get investors. If you can get an investor, fantastic. If you're an expert at SEO, search engine optimization, and you feel that you can reach your targets through online efforts, fantastic. But there's a reason why people have capital. There's a reason why, and that capital is relentless promotion. It's relentless. It has to be like the waves. The waves don't take a break. They just keep coming. They just keep coming. They just keep coming. like Mike Lindell, MyPillow.com. Those advertisers, or that advertising just keeps coming. Literally, when you watch certain news channels, when you watch certain cable channels, it is absolutely relentless. When you listen to the radio, it's relentless. It's always there. If you're doing any less than that, then you are going to get less consequences. And then you're going to get bitter. And then you're going to wonder, well, maybe it's not for me. You're going to start doubting yourself. Don't do that. Mike Lindell was a drug addict. Look at his personal story. Nobody would have been voted most likely to lose and commit suicide than Mike Lindell. The guy had a pretty tragic problem with drugs and substance abuse and all that stuff. Nobody would have bet 2 cents on him being the entrepreneur that he is today. And it's only because he was relentless and he worked hard. It's like when I have advised you, when you go to networking meetings, memorize people's names. If you don't remember someone's name and what they do, it's not their fault, it's your fault. Do you hear me? If people don't remember who you are and what your company is, it's not their fault. Well, they're overburdened, they have a lot on their mind. It's your fault. Take full responsibility for people knowing who you are and what you do and what you offer. When I look at people, let's look at like Alpha M, when I look at Beard Brand, when I look at these companies that are absolutely relentless. Relentless. Every time you turn a corner, they are there because their goal is to dominate. The one thing they all have in common is that relentless marketing. So, one of my major thoughts is you can't play nice. You can't play nice. You can act nice in the public eye, but behind the scenes, your strategy has to be absolutely dominatingly vicious. Some people would disagree with me. That's quite all right. That's quite all right. There's a thing called the GBF factor, which means get big fast. You need to get big fast, which means you need the momentum. You need to get orders coming in. If orders are just coming in, just kind of streaming in little by little, then guess what? Your money, number one, the money's just going to pay for the company, pay for the products, pay for the materials, and you'll have a little bit of pocket change. It's not going to be something that helps you quit the 9-to-5 job. It's not going to be. I'm at the point now in my life where my non-cutting hair activities pay me more than my cutting hair. It wasn't like that 2 years ago. Cutting hair was my main income. Now, it's probably my third or fourth income stream, believe it or not. And many of you watch that happen. There's a lot of companies that think they're unique, but they're really not. There's other companies that offer the same exact products, but one company is doing better than the other. What is that one thing that they're doing? They're promoting and marketing themselves. So I would say the number one thing in growing your company, whether it be a kitchen table company, is not taking no for an answer. Don't be humble. Humility gets you zero, gets you nowhere. Stick with your core values, your own personal core values of how you operate your business. If you feel that your core values are a little weak, strengthen them up a little bit. Especially if you've gone from to being a 9-to-5 person, when you go to entrepreneurship, that 9-to-5 becomes 8 in the morning to midnight, or 6 in the morning to midnight, and getting 4, 6, 7 hours of sleep, if that. And you're doing that 7 days a week. The key is being relentless. Being busy certainly is not the goal. Like a car that's stuck in the snow, its wheels are turning really fast, but it's not going anywhere. We talked about that. That's being stuck. Get your business unstuck. Get yourself unstuck. Be relentless in promotion and what you do. And you're going to take a little bit of a leap that you've never seen before. You're going to grow faster than you thought. And the numbers, when your accountant and when you start looking at your bank numbers, they're going to be like, wow, you're doing something different. That's right. You're being relentless. You're not giving up. And you're not playing nice anymore. I hope that helps. If you want to do business with me, if you want to sponsor a show, I don't think I'm ready to sponsor the whole channel yet, unless the money is right. If you want to sponsor a show, we can talk about that. You can email me, gb@georgebruno.com. And we could do a regular show and be relentless. Absolutely relentless. You know what my audience is like, and they're very responsive. And I'm personal with them. Some people who don't know me well, they might watch a random video and think, oh my God, what's this guy doing? And then you see some really nasty things. Or some people who are just kind of like undisciplined, and you've seen some of my comments. I just blast back. I don't take a lot of shit from anyone. And pretty much I've learned how to delete and block rather than fight. You know, I'm just tired of fighting. Who the hell wants to fight with people you don't know? That's ridiculous, right? If you want to sponsor a show, a regular show, on a regular basis, let's say a Monday through Friday show, let me know. We'll work out the facts and the figures and how it's going to work out, what the studio is going to look like, what the set's going to look like, if there's going to be a co-host, and what the topic will be. Make your product number one. Make it different. Put a personality to it. Email marketing and Facebook advertising is cool. I know a lot of people doing it. But you know what? That's dumping a lot of money into outer space. You don't exactly know where it's going. People are loyal to people, not to companies. Think about it. Every company you know has a face that you can trust. I hope that helps. Email me, gb@georgebruno.com. Have a great day. Thanks.